Okay then, Raiders, we are back and we've got loads to go over today as we need to take a look into how it is that a design lead actually stated that people who join the game late profit way more. Really, really odd, but also full confirmation that we are looking at transforming Speranza into a walkable hub as well, as a developer interview has put through. We've got loads of stuff to go over, so we're going to dive on into it. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option. And we've got loads of new bundles releasing all the time. Links in the description. Use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. And if you want to get involved with our giveaway, we're giving away a free copy of the game. Or if you want some Raider tokens because you've already got it, well, very simply head down to the comment section and put in any coloured love hearts and it'll enter you in. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now inside of our Raiders. So starting off as a quick PSA, we missed this one the other day, but Raiders, if you link your email address right now and actually make sure that you verify it, you will earn yourself a scrappy enamel charm, which is a very easy thing to actually get hold of. You will all have embark IDs, and on there, if you just verify your email address, you'll receive a little scrappy charm. I feel like it's a fair trade. Now, late last night, we clearly had the escalation roadmap actually come up, which was our main roadmap from January through to April, so we know that we're going to be getting content at least in the next week or so. What's intriguing to me though is over that entire escalation roadmap, we managed to see one new map that's actually going to be coming in, as well as an array of new map conditions and minor map conditions, which for me personally was an exciting time. It essentially says that every 4 months we'll look likely to receive a new map, meaning that 3 maps per year would really add into the rotation of things quite well. We did see a very strange opinion over on X that I wanted to bring to your guys' attention and find out whether it's something that you actually agreed with, as it got quite a lot of traction. This right here was from Tactical Brit, and it states, "I feared Arc Raiders' success would struggle to push content fast enough. One map by April is not great. The Arc threats and conditions are a nice to have, but I don't think that that's really enough to tide it over. I think if they can make the map conditions and new arcs unique in ways that they can fundamentally change how the game can play at times, then gaps between content is totally fine. Same fun with cool little refreshes in between and unique challenges. But I don't think, for example, that the Cold Snap ultimately offered much in way of a different experience on the map other than visually. It aesthetically changed the game, but it didn't add fear factor or something new in the existing loop. Content creators just want infinity content because they play all day." He then puts up a screenshot of him playing 32 total hours. And it actually states, "No, actually, it's because the gameplay loop to map to map doesn't change at all, bar stella montis, and the incentives to carry on playing without gameplay diversity is scarce." Now, this, for me, was an absolutely wild take. I do think one map every 4 months is probably the most reasonable outlook, and actually expecting a brand new map every single month or even bi-monthly would be just beyond anyone's real capability. No game is actually doing that. Now, we do know full well that you cannot actually keep enough content going into a live service game to be able to keep people entertained 24/7. But that's the idea of the map conditions, so that you guys can get something a little bit refreshing and a bit of a difference in between as those maps are being built and designed. For me personally, the Cold Snap ultimately did offer more in terms of the experience. It meant that you did have that fear factor of actually dying out in the snow, as your health would deplete if you got frostbite and stayed out there for too long. It changed the way that you played and fundamentally changed the way that the entire game was played over that map. It's a really weird take to me, and I don't understand it at all, so I want to know what your guys' opinions are in the comment section down below. Do you agree with the Tactical Brit in terms of this content isn't enough, or do you agree with myself in thinking 4 months of solid content with new arc coming every single month, big updates coming every single month, new map conditions coming every single month, with a new map coming every 4 months, for me personally, is definitely what I'm happy with? Let me know in the comment section below, but let's dive into the rest of the articles that we've got to go over today. Although, one statement which is very, very weird to me was an article put up by Games Radar that states that really sucks. The Arc Raiders lead responds to complaints about the late spawns and says that late joiners are important and profit way more. But it's obviously Embark knowing that it's annoying for players. It's really, really odd, as Watkins actually stated that they've been discussing the topic a lot. It's another one of those interesting things of data versus perception. We know 100% acknowledge the whole thing is, man, I came in to do that trial and I clearly don't have enough time to do that, and that sucks, so I'm going to leave or whatever. That aspect is definitely not great. But similar to the perception of free kits versus what they do, the perception around late joining and what it affords you has been quite interesting. Players are like, the loot's all gone or whatever else, but players who join late economically profit way more than the people who aren't. The session, when they are fresh, does eventually get quieter, and very often they come across the remnants of fights or can maybe take out bigger drones or hit high ticket areas more readily than other players. So that's been a very interesting thing to look at. A very weird concept way of looking at things, and not something I actually thought that I would be reading for you guys. I don't particularly understand it. I personally would rather have a fresh raid start off rather than one partway through, but I do understand that gunfights do happen, and that should be essentially a bit more of a profitable earner if you are coming across dead bodies already. But if you're into the PvP aspect, you should be able to just take out your own. So it's really, really strange to me that this is even a conversation that they're having, but allegedly it is. Moving on from that, though, they also had a conversation with regards to Speranza becoming a walkable hub, a lot like Destiny 2 or Monster Hunter. The lead says that it is going to happen, it's just when the right moment is. He specifically states that, personally, I love the vibe and aesthetic of a walkable hub, but I would want to preserve the menuing so that you can do it quickly and efficiently, rather than run to Celeste and then run to my room and then, oops, I forgot a thing at Shani. There's also, of course, an immersion factor for that, and it's all about timing and when it's an appropriate occasion. Embark will revisit the idea in earnest, but something will be discussed and will continue to discuss, and I think that there's definitely a good appetite on the team for it as well. It's more about the right moment to open that door, which is really, really interesting, because what does it actually look like in terms of the right moment to open the door? Have they already started work on that, and is it something that they have really looked into quite often, and is it something that was even there in the pre-design when the game was initially being launched? I have no idea, but it is something that is 100% coming into the game. It's just something that they are waiting on the right time to do. And for me personally, the right time to do it is when your player base is absolutely loaded. Give them as much content as they could possibly take in, and that will keep them entertained, correct? Or at least that's what I think. But the community right now are in two sides, and we've got a bit of a 50-50 split mentality when it comes to actually how it is that they're operating. We can see right here that the Steam charts are now starting to dwindle. Don't get me twisted, man. These are still ridiculously large numbers. 144,000 people playing right this second, and just over 250,000 in the last 24 hours being the peak concurrent is still really, really good, but it is taking that dip now as we move a little bit further forward, and we are starting to see the aggressive Reddit posts, Twitter posts, Discord posts of everybody getting a little bit angry with how it is that the game is playing out, that there's no real updates to it, that there's no real fixes to things that they're struggling with, that the expedition doesn't work particularly well, and that they're kind of getting bored of the way that the map is, and some people are starting to drop off. Not a massive amount, but the numbers are now beginning. Let me know, are you still playing Arc Raiders? Are you still enjoying it? And what is it you're waiting to come into the game? Moving on from that, though, a very, very funny one coming in from Loopy Lewis, who actually tagged me in this. The Speranza Intel posted up this right here that states an Arc Raiders player found a real-life Stella Montis in Italy, and they're leaving hilarious reviews. The shredders are a bit of a nuisance. So damn funny. You need to just go and read it. There is a Italian hotel called Stella Montis, and the reviews on it are just absolutely cracking. Make sure you go and give it a check out. It's gone absolutely everywhere. Just probably don't leave any more reviews. I think that they're getting the hint. Very funny nonetheless. And taking a look at your top comments from the previous video where we spoke about the roadmap and how it is now initially confirmed, and hopefully we'll receive it very soon, as well as a ban wave happening for exploits and not just crashes. It's a really weird time to be an Arc Raider right now, as things are slowing down and starting to get into their steady flow of things, and players are being banned for things that they just, well, should be able to abuse if it's going to be in the game. That's my opinion. This one coming from Hanging Brian states, I come from Tarkov and World of Warcraft, where things are talked about for years and never actually implemented. I'm okay with them not talking about features until they are ready. Now, that is very, very true. I think this is the problem that I have in Helldivers 2. This is a game that I cover here on the channel as well. They do talk a lot about a lot of different things, and concepts are obviously thrown around everywhere, and the development team never really shut them up in terms of things that are quote-unquote confirmed, but never actually confirmed. This is a weird one for me, and hopefully this is something that they manage to obviously continue doing, but I just would like to know when it is that we're going to hear something. They're doing an incredible job. They just need to carry on doing exactly what they've been doing. This next one coming from Golden Squatch states, it's a minus 1 degree Fahrenheit outside right now. Cold snap is still happening in New Hampshire. Therefore, we should still have the map rotation, right? I don't know about you, but the actual modifiers to the maps are a really big deal. I don't like playing without the modifiers now because I like the ×2 on my trials, and I also like the enhanced version for gear when I'm out hunting and rummaging and scavenging. And I don't really feel like there's much of a point for the normal maps unless you are a PvP player. It just makes nothing sense to me at all. And sometimes there's only one in the rotation, which forces me to use a certain map. Or sometimes there's not even any, in which case I just have to play the normal maps until something shows up. It's really weird to me, but since Cold Snap's left, the rotations have just been all jangled. And this final one coming from Michael Vest states right here, got the volcano blueprint in Guard Tower's desk drawer yesterday at work playing on my PlayStation Portal. I was on a free loadie, and I gotta say, it was my most nervous walk to extract in quite some time. I would be absolutely terrified if I was on a PlayStation Portal and I just got myself, finally, the volcano blueprint, no safe pocket to be seen absolutely anywhere. I would have cacked my absolute pants. Nonetheless, you managed to get out, my man. Massive, massive well done. I would just recommend if you're playing on the PlayStation Portal at work, maybe make sure you've got a safe pocket just in case. Thanks again for watching, guys. Unfortunately, that's all we got time for today. If you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on. Appreciate your faces. And as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.